Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Jimbo's Garage. Well, over the last 3 or 4 years, and even longer, laser welding has become more and more popular. And over the years, manufacturers from all over the world are jumping in and building their version of laser welders. Today, I've got an opportunity to take a look at the X-Tool MetalFab 800. Now, it is a better fit for me here in the shop. This is more of a light-duty type of laser welder. Here in my shop, I primarily work with 18 gauge, 16, 14, 10, 11 gauge material. Not very often do I get any thicker than 10 gauge, 1/8 of an inch thick. Primarily the stuff I work with is thin. So this is a better fit for me here in the shop. We're going to be taking a look at it. It does laser welding, laser cutting, and laser cleaning. We'll take a look at all 3 of those applications. But before we get started, let's take an overall view of the product itself. Okay, so here's the machine itself. It's about the same size of a traditional welder. Very handsome, a nice gray color and black trim. And then the latch on the door opens up and you've got room for an 8-inch spool or a 10-pound spool of wire, and of course an area for the drive rolls to be stored up on the top right there. It's a dual drive roll system, which is very nice. All right, on the back of the machine, you've got your gas inlet in the bottom left there and the power supply on the bottom right, and then the on-off switch right there up at the midway, and of course a place for USB for updating materials, I'm sure. All right, this is the top of the machine, is where the control panel is, and the fan. Very interesting that the fan is on the top. I noticed what happened is when I was testing this thing, I turned on the machine itself and dust and debris blew out of the fan up. So I'm not really certain if the top is the place it needs to be or on the side might be a better place for it. But hey, all right, here it is. The control board. You turn the machine on, it fires up X-Tool. Very nice, very user-friendly, ergonomic control board. And of course, the safety instructions right here. You can't move forward until you've read and understand that. You push that, and now we've got weld, clean, and cut, and then they have max clean over there. That's a whole different category, but we're going to push weld, and we're going to start with carbon steel. The material thickness is going to be, in this case, 80 thousandths, and then the wire diameter, of course, I'm running 48 thousandths here at this point in time. Enable the wire feed and then enable laser, and of course you can't move forward until they be sure that you understand you've got safety gear on. All right, we're ready to go. Okay, we've got some 16 gauge material right here. Let's give this thing a try. Like I said, this is 45 thousandths wire here, and I'm just going to lay this down. Fairly smooth. Everything went really smooth. It's all about travel speed. It's a little learning curve, but overall, that looks pretty good. And camera, it's kind of tough to see, but you know, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty smooth. And from what I understand, and I haven't done it, but I've seen a lot of videos here, that these small welds produce incredible penetration, almost double the penetration you get with a traditional MIG machine. So the small weld really digs in deep. All right, let's get on the back side right here. We'll just lay another one down to see what that's like. I just want to show you guys you know, what this is like here. A couple small coupons, and we'll get some welding done here. You know, just like anything else, this is all new to me. So I'm brand new working with this. This is all new. I am just trying to figure all this out. And there you go. That's pretty smooth. I'm pretty happy with that. It laid in there pretty nice. You know, and there really wasn't too much. I mean, I did this a couple of times. I started out with 35 thousandths, and that wire didn't do good. But as soon as I got to the 45 thousandths, it was a big change in how everything happened. But there it is. All right, here's a T-joint. We're going to give this a try right here. Again, seems to lay in there real nice. Real happy with that. Pretty clean little bead right in there. I mean, you really can't complain. Small, clean, precise bead. A lot of penetration in there. I'm sure that's very strong. So I kind of like that. All right, let's give this a try right here. And you can see I got a little tack right there that I had tacked it in place prior to doing this. And let's see how this works. This is the material that I typically use for most of my build projects. Is it faster? Is it easier? Is it cleaner? Yeah, probably is a little bit. That definitely looks cleaner. I mean, can you imagine a MIG bead would be probably 3 times that size right there, and probably take you 3 times longer to do, and half the penetration. So all of that stuff, you put all that together, and it's a good combination for looking really nice, really clean. All right, so now we're going to jump over to the cutting aspect. I just want to show you it's very easy to switch over. I'm just taking off the wire feed right here from the welding part of the torch. An easy changeover by just loosening off the nut right there and then sliding the welding nozzle out and then sliding in the cutting barrel right there and just locking it in place. So that is that. And then of course we got to get rid of the argon that we were using for welding, and we're going to compressed air. And so I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to disengage this, and then I'm going to go ahead and push in the cable for the compressed air. Hook that up to the air compressor. I'm just going to shove that in there. It's locked in, and then I got my air compressor. We're running about 110 psi right here. Seems to be working really good with that. And now we're ready to cut. Really self-explanatory. Just follow the rules right here. Follow the label right here. Cut. Carbon steel. 120 thou. Enable. Confirm that you know that you got to have glasses on and protection, and you're ready to go. All right, I got this clamped down. I got a little straight edge right here, and we're just going to run this guide down. The one thing about the cutting here, it is so clean and so precise. It's so thin. It's razor thin. It's a hairline cut. I mean, I had to look really hard to see if I was actually cutting through this at one point, because I couldn't even tell if I was cutting through or not. It's such a fine line. Again, that's all going to work out good for precision. And there it is. I cut through there and just snap that off, and look at that, man. It is a clean cut. It for sure is. Again, this is some thin material. I'm talking 16 gauge material right here. And you can see that it's hard to see right there. The camera isn't focusing very well, but trust me, that is straight, clean, precise. All right, we'll give this thing another try right here. Again, I just clamp things down right here. I just want to be sure it's secure. I've seen other people just freehand or do, just have their hand up there, but I'm still getting used to the laser. This thing punched through from 4 feet up right here. It punched through to the concrete floor and actually etched my concrete floor. So you definitely don't want to have anything underneath you when you're firing this cut right here, because that laser just gets right to business right there. All right, here we are again, and just cutting through. I'm just dragging this down this straight edge right here. Just normal travel speed. I mean, it seems to be very simple. Worked very smooth. Again, there it is. Really nice cut. Works really well on thin material. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't step up to any 1/8 inch thick or anything thicker than that. But anyways, it worked well. All right, we're going to jump over to the cleaning aspect of it. You can see I took out the welding barrel there, and a welding tip, I should say, and replaced this with the cleaning tip, and it just snaps into place right there. And of course, we don't want to be running compressed air. We want to get back to the argon right here, so a quick changeover and just snap this right back into place, and we're back in business. Again, running about 25 CFH here to the cut. No, not cut. Not cut. Clean. There we go. Yeah, we're cleaning. Carbon steel, 400 thousandths wide. Enable cutting. Confirm that you got your safety glasses on and you're ready to start cleaning. All right, this is some rusted 1/8 inch thick or 11 gauge material, and I'm going to do some welding on this. We're going to try this 1/8 inch thick on the welding part of it, but before we do that, let's just clean it. This is pretty quick and easy. I mean, and it just literally, it just eats the rust right off, takes it down to the shiny bare metal. Okay, that's there. It's 400 thousandths wide. It also has a 200 thousandths wide adjustment. All right, so now I'm into the root, the top, and the bottom. I'm just cleaning everything out and making a nice, clean area to weld. This is where I think this is going to shine, especially when you're doing, you know, T-joints, lap joints, or any kind of welding. If you've got any kind of, you know, mill scale or rust, really is going to shine by cleaning this all out before you weld. All right, this is the 11 gauge or 1/8 inch thick material after I cleaned it. And man, I gotta tell you, this was a real joy right here. This laid this bead right in there, so smooth, so accurate. I mean, that was very clean. And I think a lot of it has to do with the way I had it cleaned, with the cleaning aspect of the machine. There you go. That's a pretty good shot right there. That was really smooth, really clean. So that worked out really well. All right, some final thoughts on the X-Tool MetalFab 800. I put a couple of days time under the hood with this and tested a lot of different thicknesses of material, and on the welding aspect of it, the cutting aspect, and the cleaning. And I gotta say, it has a place in a shop like mine. I do a lot of thin wall welding, thin wall tubing, a lot of 16 gauge, 14 gauge, and 11 gauge. And that's where the machine seems to shine the most, especially on the thinner wall stuff. It really seems to work good. I started out with 35 thousandths wire, and I quickly realized that I needed to step up to 45 thousandths. And as soon as I made that change from 35 to 45 thousandths, I saw some really good results in the welds. Hopefully you saw those same results. Worked out pretty good there. In terms of the cutting, it cuts very clean, very fast, a very fine, precise cut line. I thought that was pretty cool. On the cleaning aspect, that's pretty interesting. I really found that very interesting. You get a lot of rusted metals or metals with mill scale on them, and cleaning and etching the mill scale off of the rust off prior to welding makes a really huge difference. As you can see when I welded that last weld with the 1/8 inch or the 11 gauge material there. I first cleaned it and then I welded it, and I got a really nice clean weld on there, but that worked out really good. Overall, it's a great machine, and this is going to be a good addition to the shop. If you'd like more information on this product, you can click on the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.
See you next time on Jimbo's Garage.